Hello everyone, so today we are looking at the Dacia Jogger. The vehicle is probably the cheapest 7-seater on the market. It has a lot of functionality within the vehicle, being able to make it a 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 and 7-seater. You can really configure it to exactly what you need. It has unrivaled boot capacity when you are removing some of those seats. So we're going to go through it all today and have a little look. Comes in 3 specifications: the Essential, the Expression and the Extreme. This one is the Extreme Hybrid. 2 engines, a TC110 and a TC140 hybrid automatic, and the 110 is a manual, both petrol. So we're going to go around as we always do, give my honest opinion on the vehicle and see how it goes. So as we walk around the vehicle, you'll see the little black spots at the front here. These are your front parking sensors. You've got alloy wheels, LED automatic headlights. Really nice Dacia styling for their badge now. I think it's a lot better than the old one. This is the Urban Grey, and then you've got the decals on the side and the 2-tone wing mirrors. The roof bars, so on certain specs they are adjustable, so they can turn to the side, making them proper functional. Come around to your nice rear light design, and then you've got the rear sensors again, so those black spots in the bumper there, and then you've got your tow hook connection here. Filler cap. So altogether, a really nice vehicle. As we always do, we're going to have a little look at legroom within both the passenger sides and the driver's sides and the rear seats. So door openings, they're really nice and wide. Yeah, really no struggle in terms of kind of getting in. So here we are in terms of the front passenger. Quite a nice height to get in. Legroom's really good. So if we have it at that positioning, how are we to the rear? Plenty of room. The rear seats are quite high. I'll explain a little bit when we do the boot section as to why that is. But what it does mean is there's a little bit more of a step up into the rear, but loads of headroom and loads of legroom as well. So if we do the same exercise for the front and rear for the driver's side. So that's pretty much my driving position. Same as the front, easy get in, easy headspace there. And then to the rear. Yeah, as you'd expect from the sides of vehicle, all of the kind of spacing is really, really nice. Wouldn't struggle at all as a family, which is kind of what you need from a 7-seater vehicle. So talking about the different functionality of the boot. So here we've got the 7-seat configuration where we've got the 2 at the rear and the 3 at the front, in the middle, and then 2 at front. Ways to basically alter the configuration. So if we've got a little lever here and a little lever here, if you press those down, the seat will drop. And again, you can drop again. So as you can see, you could have one up or one down. We've also got these 2 tags here. So if we pull the tags, you can lift the seat up. When the seat is up there, you are able to pull 2 little levers here and lift the seat out completely. So you could have that one out and have the other one in, giving you more boot capacity, or you can take them both out if you don't need them. And then that gives you that kind of boot space. And then if we're looking at the middle seats and the functionality there, so you'll see a green tag on either side. If we pull that up, the seat drops down. We are then able to pull up and give you that. So that would be the easiest way for passengers to get into the rear. Leg room for the rear is quite small. I mean, up to probably 12, 13 would be okay, and then from that age you'd start to struggle a little bit in the back. But we can leave that one up like that, and then if we move around to the other side, we can do the same. And lift up. So as you can see, we'll drop those rear ones again. I won't take them out because I don't want to get this demo car all dirty, but as you can see, the boot capacity with everything up and then those out is really, really good. So it makes the vehicle just really versatile. If there's two of you going on a long trip and you've got loads of stuff, or you need to do some runs to the recycling centre, that kind of stuff, you've really got more space than you could ever need. And then to put it all back, it's really easy. Just drop it down, clicks in, just make sure the seatbelt's round, and then clips back in. As easy as that. So we're going to start taking a look at the inside of the vehicle a bit more now. So front passenger, nice well there, electric windows. So good capacity again in there. You've got a little hook here which you can ping down and you can hang a bag off. So what I always use that for is when I've picked up a takeaway and I don't want it rolling all over the place, I just hook it on there and it stays in place. You can see some rubber mat options here. Two-tone upholstery with two different textures, really nice. Again, very good sized door card, electric. We've also in the rear got these, which is quite nice. Again, for children in mind or passengers. You've also got a little lip here, which things like iPads, etc., can be quite useful, can wedge in, or again, it drops down a little bit here, so it can wedge across. If your children are anything like mine, that can help a lot. So obviously we've shown how to lift these up, but if we step into the rear, you've got a drinks holder either side for the rear passengers, which is quite nice. And it's the traditional, pull that lever up there and these windows will open slightly. You've also got power socket in the rear as well. So that's good for, if the seats are in, good for power for the rear passengers, but if not, things like cool boxes, etc. in the boot. So the rear seats are not Isofix, but these two outer seats in the middle row have got Isofix there. And then you've got two types of power socket there. Into the driver's side. So select left or right wing mirror, move them around, all four window controls, and then the rear window locks. Filler cap releases here. So we pull that and it's just there. As we get into the vehicle, so right hand stalk, this is your phone stalk, up and down volume, answer, end or mute for the phone there. And then on the top buttons, these are your source buttons for your radio stations. And then we've got, so your wiper controls here. Spinning the stalk will turn the rear wipers on. This is your rain sensitivity, so automatic wipers, and then you can choose how heavy they come on. So if you like them coming on with the lightest of rain or the heaviest of rain, The raindrop symbol just indicates how heavy. And then as I say, you've got automatic, which is one click down. Off completely is up, and then you can manually do it if you wish. If you pull it towards you, we'll do the front wipers. Push it away, we'll do the rear. Pull it towards you does the front screen wash, and pushing away does the rear screen wash. These are your modes for your central dash. You've also then got your voice activation, so you can hold that down, and if you've got modern smartphone, you can say call Hendy Renault Brighton, and it would call them if they were in your contacts. And then you can scroll through with these here. Cruise control. So how to set it. So you select cruise control, so speed limiters top, and then cruise control here. If I power on the engine, and we see, sorry, it's having a mare at me because I had my door open. So I press the top button and it says speed limiter selected. If I press the button below, we'll say cruise control selected. When one is selected and you're driving along, you then click set, and it will set the speed you're driving at. If you brake, it will cancel it out, and you can press resume to resume back to the speed you had set it at. The O is just to turn it off completely. Then we've got our left-hand stalk. So lights are automatic, but you can manually do if you wish. Your fogs and high beams all on there. Got a nice handy phone holder, expandable so it fits most phones. And then behind we've got a conveniently placed socket. So if you've got it plugged in here with a short cable, it's really neat and tidy, and you can be charging while it's on. This being the hybrid is an automatic. So you've got your park, reverse, neutral, drive, and then bi mode. Electric handbrake, automatic. So when you start driving, it will disengage. And when you park up, it will engage, but you can manually press it and pull it down there. Another power socket, and then the traditional there. This is traction. And then if we power back up, we've got the aircon controls here. So this is your fan speed, and you'll see the lines moving around, the fan speed. Temperature, you can also press it and it will do auto, so it will read what the temperature is of the day and vice versa. So if it's a hot day, it will do cold air, and vice versa there. This is your fan's direction. So basically you can change where it's on. So if I turn it on, and then we can do that. So it's down at your feet and face, or just face. And then if we spin it again, it will do quick demist. So really easy to use. Demist front, rear, aircon, and cycle air within the vehicle. So this one has heated seats. So your two heated seats for front passenger and driver. Lock, so the same as most vehicles, it will lock automatically when you start driving, but you can turn it off if you don't like that feature just by holding it down. Hazards, this is just your icon, so it will show if people have got seatbelts on, and if you've turned your airbags off. For example, if there's a small child in the front and you need to turn that off. Then you've got energy saving and eco modes there. Onto your main console here. So easy, you can turn it off if you want. Volume up and down. Home button will always take you back to this screen, and then your vehicle settings here, so you can turn off or kind of alter what you want. So you've got blind spot warning, we'd have that on, and that is, if you can see the two little cars there, there'll be an orange light will appear if something's in your blind spot, basically. And then you've got active braking, fatigue detection, etc. So that's if you're drifting out of lane. Active braking, as it says, if it doesn't feel like you're stopping in time, it will do that. We click across to access. So this is where I was saying with the auto locking, we can click it off or on, and then your hands-free approach. So approach unlocking, as you walk up to the vehicle with the keys, the keyless entry will unlock automatically. If you don't like that, you can turn it off. The other reason some people have that off is obviously security reasons. If people are doing that, the key boosting, if that's off, then they physically can't boost the key from inside your house to steal the vehicle. Luckily, it's not really as such an issue for Renaults and Dacias. The people doing that are kind of going for the brands. We're like Mercedes and Land Rover, etc., having big issues with it. But if you peace of mind, you can turn that off. And then parking assistance, your rear view camera, your parking sensors. So this has got front and rear sensors. You can turn them off if you don't like them. I'm not really sure why you would, but some people don't get on with them. And you can change the sound type and the volume of the beeps. But so if we're in this and then we press the house, as I say, it will bring you back to this automatically. Radio, so it's a DAB radio. Obviously, as scroll through all the stations just using these, or you can click on list and scroll through that way if you prefer. So it doesn't scroll up like that. You have to press these buttons to the side. Presets, so you can add new. So if you are, right, we're on Kiss Story, go presets, hold it down, and it will save it as a favorite. Really easy to do. And you can save up to 12 presets on 2 different pages there. And then you can update DAB by doing that. Just simply click it and it will just search through and update. Taking a little while there, but it does update. There we go. TA is your traffic announcements. Some people like them on. You can turn them on and off there. Show broadcast information. So that will, with certain radio stations, if they've set it up, it will show you what songs are playing, etc. Press house again. Come out media. So this is if you've got a phone connected and you want to use your own music, then you can click on there and it will scroll through. Phone again. You can search for a Bluetooth device and it will find it. I can't do it right now to show you because my phone is filming, so it won't allow me to. But you can view your Bluetooth list if you've got multiple people's phones connected. So if 2 of you drive, you can click on these and switch between the 2. Or up the top, you can just press plus, add device, click OK, and it will search for your Bluetooth device. Vehicle, so vehicle settings I've shown you by pressing that button, but you can also find it here. Or driving eco will show you how the vehicle is being driven. This is a demo vehicle, so it gets every kind of driver possible driving it. So as you can see, the acceleration has only got 2-star, and the braking, which is the anticipation, is on a 4-star, giving you a 60% there. I just have to turn the engine on because it's telling me the battery conservation basically will come on. Eco coaching will just tell you how you can improve your driving. Follow that if you will, or drive as you want. Smartphone integration. So again, once you've got them saved, you can click that and it connects to your Apple CarPlay wirelessly. It's just looking for the phone, but it's not going to find it because that phone's not in the car. So as you can say, Apple Car not available because it's not here. So yeah, you can do Apple CarPlay and then the screen will replicate. I have done a video on Apple CarPlay, so if you did want some more information on how that kind of does work in more detail, just look across my channel and you'll see that video. So this is your screen. Last one up here, if you want to go night mode, you can press that and it will go darker. And then just tap it again and it will come on. Navigation. So a nice clear road. I'll have this on as we drive back to the dealership on my drive segment, so you can see how responsive that is on the driving. But to set a destination, you'd click menu, and then you can find through history, points of interest, etc. Everything on here. But we're going to go address. Find on map, because that'll be the quickest way for me to do it right now. And we can zoom in and out with that. And then we want to go in, and you can click, or we can click points of interest, petrol station, and then we go there, and that's right next to the Hendy dealership here. So we click OK, and there's your route planned. It will show you what the route is, and then it will count down just to show you what it is. And you can click options, and you can change alternative routes, route settings, so you can say no motorways, etc. by that. And if you're all okay, you just click OK, and it will start up. So that's really the Dacia Jogger in a nutshell. It is a really lovely looking car, really high functionality. So we will give it a little drive and see how that is. So we're going to take the vehicle for the drive now, on our way back to the dealership, and I'll give you an idea of what my feeling is for the drive, kind of the handling and ride quality. So automatic handbrake disengages as you start to accelerate. Doors locked once we got up to 10 miles an hour. Little speed bump there. So indicators as usual for Dacia on the left. So you feel the engine start to kick in there from the hybrid. Do find with the Renault gearbox that obviously the Dacias have, sometimes it's good just to lift off the accelerator, and it kicks the gear up once you're starting to pick up speed, if it's making that kind of that whirring noise a little bit. Road noise, there is a fair amount. As I always say though, I'm got no music on, I'm talking to you. So yeah, normally you'd be either chatting away to some passengers or you'd have some music on, so it wouldn't be as obvious. Visibility is really good out the back, and the sides. Doesn't feel like massive blind spots, to be honest. All of the kind of places you'd normally have one, they're pretty small, so that's good. The handling's felt all right. We haven't really gone, picking up speed coming around the corner there. Yeah, that's absolutely fine for the handling. This road, the reason I drive this road is it's got potholes galore. You are feeling a fair bit of the road, but I always find with a longer vehicle like this, you kind of do hit it a little bit more. But overall, nothing bad. Road noise has picked up as you can hear driving along at a bit more speed. But the engine feels nice. As I say, this is the 140 brake hybrid, so has got a bit of welly behind it. Said I'd have that navigation on, but I didn't, so apologies for that. But as you can see, the route. Overall, my opinion would be, as a family vehicle, the functionality and the versatility of this vehicle is immense. Being able to really cater to exactly what size your family is, and what you need the vehicle to do. So, I mean, the design, Dacia's designers are nothing if not ingenious with what they can fit in, do in their vehicles. So being able to just take out individual seats or move them and kind of flop them over as easily as you can with this vehicle, it They're not heavy, the seats. It doesn't take a lot of effort to do. I don't think anyone would struggle with it. Obviously, lifting the actual rear seats out, they can be a little bit heavier. So that's the only part of it that I would say kind of takes any real physical element. Everything else, yeah, is really easy to do. I'm just struggling to get out of a nightmare junction here. As ever, I will show you a little bit of the brochure afterwards, but I would encourage you, if you are interested in the vehicle, to have a sit down and a read of the brochure before booking in your test drive, just so you have a little bit more of an understanding of what equipment comes on each level. So when you do get to the branch or to the showroom, you are able to just really focus on, is it the right vehicle for you in terms of seating, driving, etc. If you've already got the element of what kind of level of controls you'd need out of the way, it just makes it a lot easier for you at the showroom, and also gives the salesman a bit of a better chance of finding the right car for you, because they have to look into what stock's available, lead times, etc. So if you already know, if I like the car, this is the one I'd want, when you get there, then it's kind of pretty good. But obviously, as I always say, they're there to make sure the car is right for you. So they'll be able to answer everything in terms of different trim levels. If you've missed stuff, they can go through all of that with you. And as Hendy, I say to you guys, Hendy have given me access to these vehicles. I'm not affiliated to them. They've given me access, so I always say thank you to them for that. But I know some of the salesmen here personally, and they are very good at what they do. And then here we arrive back at the dealership. So with the rear parking camera, I've done a video on these as well, but you can see blue lines are the direction your steering wheel is pointing. So if I turn it, the blue lines will turn. The green lines are the sides of your vehicle, and then these lines coming in. So green, you've got plenty of room. Yellow, think about stopping. Red, stop. And then you see the icon here, that's the vehicle. So you've got your parking sensors. So as I reverse and get closer to this vehicle, you'll see the parking sensors come on, and it's indicating which direction I'm getting close. And then front, because I've got a vehicle to my side, it's picking up there. And it goes yellow, and then goes red, and the noise gets a lot louder.